So how do you really know if a person have negative regrets or if the ruminating thoughts that you're having in their mind is attached to a negative lived experience? Today we're going to explore that from a therapeutic perspective, have positive reflection, dig a little deeper to help you find out if the thoughts that keep coming up inside your mind, if they're attached to a negative experience, if they're a healthy thought pattern, if there are maladaptive thought patterns, and how to address them. This is really for therapists or counselors working with high performance individuals, business individual, executive CEOs. And so I want to help you to understand how do you address their issues in terms of regret, grudges, sacrifices, be they positive or negative? How do you help them to talk about it? So I'm grateful for the opportunity to work with clients who have had, rough experiences, who have had difficult pasts, who have had experiences that makes you want to just lean in. I call them the lean in approach, the lean in type of tabletop conversation that causes the therapist or the counselor to be so fully in that they actively listen to not just hear the words, but to actually feel what the client is experiencing. It is at this point where you are you're hearing the client, you're seeing the client, but you're seeing more than. You're hearing the words that are coming out of their mouth, but you're also looking at the nonverbals. You're looking at body language. You're looking at how they express themselves before they express the words. And so today I want to walk you through, just from my experience, what I have discovered, a process that has helped me to get high performance individual, high achievers, executives to really kind of have positive reflection. And here is what that means. There is a thing that we use in therapy that's called the magic question. And the magic question could be reframing now. It could be, well, if today was your last day to live, what would be something that you'd want to accomplish? Or if I waved my magic wand and you woke up and you from a deep sleep, what would your life be? If you had the worst day in your life and you went to sleep and then I waved my magic wand, what would be the best day ever in your life? What would it look like? Talk to me about it. All those are examples, are partial examples of the magic question. But today, I don't have a magic question. I think beyond all of those magic questions, I would call this the magic bullet, right? And it's a question that really asks deep. And here it goes. So imagine that I was your counselor and you're sitting across from me and my elbows are on the table because I'm leaned in, I'm ready to go, I'm locked in. And I ask you a question. I said, what did you have to give up to be where you are today? What did you have to give up to become the person that you are today? What did you have to give up to have what you have today? And just let them think. Many times when you ask that question, a few things will happen. Sometimes you ask that question and rage will come out. You know what I had to give up to be here, man? I gave up everything. They don't know what I've been through. Sounds like a trigger. Or sometimes it will just be silence. And that dead silence said so much more than if they were shouting it from the top of a mountain with a loudspeaker. Other times, it would be like a brief silence, and then tears start to come down. Other times, in my experience, I've seen where a client may just have that reminiscent look on their face, that reflective look on their face. Some may come up and they touch their chins and shake their heads, and they say, wow, one of the coolest feedback I've heard in a long time is, are you sure you're ready for this? Are you sure? And that's one of those responses that I'm like, I am ready. I am listening and I am ready. And when I hear that, it means that person is just ready to reflect. That person is almost saying, what took you so long to ask me that question? So if you were a therapist or a counselor working with high performance individual, your questions cannot be just ones that meander around the issue. Your questions needs to be like a silver bullet that gets right to the target, that hits it right on the nerve ending to trigger or elicit or cause that person to reflect deeply into what they're experiencing. But before you get to that, it's important that you create that therapeutic environment. That means you don't just do this on the first day. You have to build up to this. It's like a relationship. You have to work with that client. You have to make sure you have a greater understanding of who they are, what they are, their goals. And once you figure that out, which is not a one day thing, it's not over a few sessions. This is an ongoing thing that you're figuring out. This is an ongoing relationship that is unveiling itself. So when you do ask that question, it's not something that does more harm than it does good. Does that make sense? All right. So when you ask that question, a client may say, are you ready for this? Some clients may say, well, I'm not sure I want to go there right now. And you have to give them the autonomy to say, well, you are the expert of your life. I completely get it. And if you're not ready to discuss it, I'm okay with that. No problem. But can you ask other questions that will help you to understand why? You can say, well, I'm curious. Like, why? Is that a sore spot? Did I hit a nerve? Or is that a sensitive spot that you don't want to talk about? And can you help me understand what you're experiencing now as a result of that question? So, questions like those are not just diagnostic, they really try to help you to get into the heads of that individual. This is an individual, let me set the scene, even though I've already passed setting the scene. These are individuals who others are reporting up to. These are individuals who are delegating. These are individuals who are at the helm. These are individuals who are looking far out into the future. They're planning a company, they're planning or running an organization. There is a lot that is on their plate at this particular time. And for them to deep reflect like that, you have to get to know that client. Does that make sense? All right. So when the client says, are you sure you're ready for this? Be ready, because that means they're going to unload. All right. So I've asked these questions several times in my sessions because of the individuals that I work with, and they would say, Andrew, some may say that I am still upset, I am still ticked off, I'm still pissed off, whatever terminology they may use, because you have to expect that you have hit a nerve. You have to expect that it's coming. Whatever you have called for, expect that and more. Clients will give you information that they wouldn't tell their spouse. They'll give you information that they would never tell anyone in their inner circle. And the reason why they'll give you that information is because you have built a relationship with them. You've built a trust with them. You have created that environment with them that makes them feel so safe that they don't feel like they're going to be judged. once they reveal what's deep on the inside of them. Okay, so I want to encourage you, if you are a therapist or a counselor who work with high performance individual, high achievers, leaders, elite individuals, be prepared that you want to build that relationship before you get into these kind of questions. Don't just willy nilly and throw these magic questions around. I say instead of doing a magic question, I want you to do the silver bullet. And the silver bullet is one that calls for deep reflection and be ready for when they unveil. So, one of the two things as I wrap up right now is to be ready for when they talk about why they feel like they are where they are today. What sacrifice did they make? Did they feel that this is a regret? I am so upset that I've made this sacrifice and look where I'm at today. Okay? There are individuals who feel like they could have been farther ahead had they not sacrificed or commit to those sacrifices. There are individuals who may hold a grudge because they feel that their earlier years were sacrificed for the good of others. Okay, there are individuals who may feel or have a negative attachment to past lived experience that they are so engrossly discomforted by it. They feel as if I can't believe that I had to go through that just to get to here. And there are other individuals who feel that, hey, all things are working together for my good. All the things that I have been through are a result of me being here, and that's kind of my story. And so when I think about all the things that I've been through, I'm grateful that I'm actually here at this particular point. I really look at them as steps to my stairs. Because if I didn't go through those steps, if I didn't take those steps, if those steps didn't happen for me, then I wouldn't be on the top of the stairs where I'm at today, where I'm able to work with individuals who are winning every day, but may not see their win as a win. People who have their wings outstretched, but all they need is the wind beneath their wings, just like what the great singer Beth Midler once said, the wind beneath their wings. They are trying to become the eagle that they were created to be. But when they outstretch their wings, they don't feel like there is enough wind beneath their wings to help them to soar. So they feel like they're still struggling, they're still flapping their wing. It's rare when I see an eagle flap their wings. They may do that to get off the ground like an airplane, but once they get up in the cruising altitude, it's just about the soar. And so the reason for this video today was to really to help counselors and therapists to really consider how they assess, to really consider how they build that therapeutic relationship with their clients so they can have a deep reflection. And the deep reflections are the one that will give you deeper insight and understanding as to the type of clients that you're working with and how to best help them. Um, my name is Andrew E. Guy, and I'm a therapist, I'm a clinician and practitioner. And I think for me, one of the greatest blessings is to be able to listen to people's problems because everyone has issues, but to be able to listen and to interpret their story and then create a plan or walk with them on this journey to healing. And I want to let you know the journey to healing is an everyday thing. All right. So until next time, I need you to go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We just launched our new channel out there on YouTube, and it's just I Work Upstairs. That's where we work. I Work Upstairs. This is wherever you see this logo, it's us. All right, so go ahead and check us out and subscribe. And every week we're going to be dropping videos to help you in your thinking, where you work upstairs, and just to help you to become the person that you were designed to become. All right. My name is Andrew Guy. And my goal is to help high performance individuals find clarity so they can thrive on the pressure without burning out. If you are experiencing anxiety, depression, or just simply need to have a conversation about some of the thoughts, the random thoughts or intrusive thoughts that are operating inside your brain space, please look us up at www.iworkupstairs.com. Until then, take care of yourself and remember, upstairs is the most important piece of real estate you will ever live in.